Hey everyone, we're assuming direct control. And I know everyone is going to try to murder me for that. Because I am just that lame.
You know, I actually don't like his combat taunts. This is supposed to be the big evil Reaper of the game. And he's got combat taunts, and like 4 of them that he repeats over and over. And it suddenly reduces this great, terrifying unknown from beyond space to another friggin' boss.
Yeah,
and not even a really creative one.
The two things. It's not actually clear at this point, but I'll give you another spoiler here. The guy assuming direct control is a Reaper. So let's compare that with Sovereign in Mass Effect 1, who didn't give a shit about you. He thought you were a joke, didn't care, just kept brushing you off. Whereas Harbinger in Mass Effect 2 is incredibly interested in Shepard. One of his combat taunts is try to capture Shepard's body intact if possible.
Well, on the other hand, look what happened to Sovereign.
Yeah, I mean,
we didn't even do that.
Right.
We just kicked Saren's ass.
Yeah, why aren't they after Joker? Joker blew it the hell up.
Seriously.
They should be after Joker.
Well, you're the one.
That's the real reason that Cerberus resurrected you. They wanted you as a scapegoat to protect Joker.
Yes.
I would believe
You're just a distraction.
That would actually be a good thing, is if somebody else was the focus of the collectors. That would be interesting. That would be more interesting than just making you another space messiah.
Yeah, and then you're like the Han Solo to Luke Skywalker or something.
Yeah, that's one of my biggest problems with this game, is that it just goes with the tired trope of you are special and very important.
And the only reason you're special is because you just kick so much ass. You're not even special in an interesting way. You're just, wow, you kick so much extra ass that you're special.
Not to mention the fact that, I mean, you're always treated as this big, charismatic uniter of men, even when one of their, like, recommended playstyle is to be the exact opposite of that. And even when you play male Shepard, you play male Shepard, Mr. So what? I just say my lines into the microphone? Dude, who doesn't have the charisma of the crushed fly?
I think you guys are underestimating the fantasies of a typical person who would play this game, or at least the audience they're going after. If they're getting into a cover-based shooter, then that means that they are welcoming, you know, Gears of War fans and shit like that. And their whole thing is, I'm a badass and I have cool guns. And I'm a badass.
If you have defenses, we can use them against the collectors.
It's true. It's true. We are suddenly realizing that we have been snubbed. And and BioWare has decided they would rather sit at the cool kids table. And now we're sitting here at the nerd table complaining about them.
You know this colony and the equipment.
On the other hand, the cool kids didn't make long, rambling video series deconstructing their work.
Yeah, they didn't. The cool kids didn't make a big deconstruction of Mass Effect 1 and what an uninteresting nerd Shepard was, because all he wanted to do was talk.
On the other hand, it's not like you are special and important is an unusual trope for RPGs either.
Oh, I'm not against
every BioWare game except for really even Mass Effect 1, you were pretty special because you were the one who had interfaced with the beacon.
Jade Empire was very much a deconstruction of that, though.
You thought you were this amazing badass.
But
your whole point, the reason for you to exist, The reason for you to exist was to get your
Spoilers.
ass kicked at a particular moment. Oh yeah,
Well, folks,
spoiler
that's
warning for
spoiler
that.
warning, Jade Empire.
Wow. Wow.
We can cross
I
that
didn't
off
say
the
it
list
was.
now.
Just call the show spoilers, no warning. That's what you need to just call the show now.
I didn't say at
Well,
what
I mean,
point.
through the magic of editing, Josh can put up a little notice that Jade Empire spoiler is coming.
But I
The
know
question
Josh,
is,
he's too
did-
fucking
did-
lazy and too much of a troll to not
I was about
Yeah,
I was about to say,
that would really.
that's- I was about to
You
say, so readers-
underestimate how much I want people to suffer.
I was about to say, so what if that didn't appear? You now have an excellent idea of Josh's character,
Yes.
and it really my
hate
statement
these.
was meant only to explicate this.
To put it another way, Josh just got 5 renegade points.
Ha 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 ha. Oh.
Oh, here we go. We're fighting these things. Oh my goodness, do I hate these things. Although, I mean, I'm glad they're in the game. I mean, they made the cover-based shooting so much more interesting. But, you know, I hated them from the perspective of how they killed me a lot.
Can use this.
The first time I went up against them, I was like, what do you mean you're going around my cover?
Yeah. Well, they do. They flush you out of your spot. Which is interesting.
So, the exposition drop we were ignoring completely with that guy back
Yeah.
in that room we didn't care about was that the Alliance showed up, and that's why Caden was here, to install Guardian laser defense batteries so that they could shoot down, you know, a collector ship that might happen to land, you know, because that really helped. And they couldn't get the targeting system to work, which is rather convenient. Ow. So now we're gonna go and fix that. Oh my god, fuck, they killed Garrus and almost killed me. Why is
Yeah, but-
Shockwave in 5? Hey, I would love to be out of this, but it took forever for that to go away.
Just the thing to help.
So husks now, if you even make them float into the air a little bit, they die. Which kind of makes them totally worthless as an enemy.
Oh, you
They
see,
probably
I played as a
If
soldier.
I could, you know, actually use my powers, that would be cool.
Oh, wow, Josh. Oh, okay, good.
I played them as
Okay.
a soldier, and I was just trying to, you know, zombie shotgun them. And that actually is not the best strategy for those things.
No, I can already sort of figure that.
Flammable or
I hate these guys so much. They have armor, so they're not affected by biotic powers. In fact, armor's the only thing they have. And they have things that can pass through cover, and they take forever to kill. These are textbook example of annoying enemies.
Sneaking up on it and planting a grenade in the pocket.
I think they would be better if they had that go through cover attack, and they hid in the back. And so it was, you kind of wanted to leave cover to try and get past all the mooks you were fighting and kill them, like they were the mage at the back of the group. But what it ends
Rather
up
than-
is you end up mowing down all the mooks and then mopping up them once you have to no longer have to dance around.
This is what I get for taking a vacation from this game for 3 weeks. Now I can't remember how to play the damn hacking minigame. Where is this
Oh,
code
okay.
segment?
Actually, this is a required hacking game. I always wonder what would happen
Yep.
if you fail the hacking games. Does it mean that you can't progress in the story, or
Show these
you
things
just
we
fail?
build as good as we get. Edie, bring the defense towers on.
I imagine you'd just be able to do it again.
Calibration software are easily rectified.
then why
but
would
will
it be
take
in there in the
time
first
to bring
place?
The towers to full power.
Well,
Because
why
you
is the
can't
combat
have
there?
a
if you fail the
switch
combat, you just
that
restart the
doesn't have a
level.
mini game.
Generator output.
Don't you know how to make an RPG in
It should kill
2010,
you.
Mumble?
It should kill you if you cannot. No, seriously, if you can't do the
You
mini
blow up
game,
the
it should
whole
fucking
colony
electrocute
because
you.
you can't hack it.
Seriously.
Got
No,
another
seriously, and then you
help?
should have to do all that fucking combat again. I mean, that's a true consequence. If it's just sort of like, herp a derp, just try again, and so, then why don't you just have fucking
Well,
Morden go over and do
It
it?
doesn't have to. It doesn't have to hurt you for it to be a challenge.
I'm saying there needs to be consequences. if it's that important to the story, there has to be a consequence to you having to do the hacking thing. It's not. It's required to do it.
Maybe
so
if you fail it, something bad happens, like within the story itself.
You could just spawn more guys that
That's
you've got to
even
knock
worse.
down, and before you can try again.
Yeah, I'd be fine with spawning bad guys, but if it makes it so the story changes, that would be fucking terrible. Because I would rather have to run through the enemies again than have the story changed in a way that I don't want it to be.
That's
Oh,
true,
what
because
is
that
this
would
thing
just
doing here?
killing you.
Evidently.
That's some interesting.
So, did you guys see that, though? The Husk murdered Morden and then just, like, started beating on Garrus, and Garrus just stood there until I shot the Husk.
That bottom banged you bareback.
Oh, there it
Damn
is.
it, Mumbles.
Well, I haven't died in a while, so I guess that was appropriate.
Yeah.
You got quoted, meat. When you say everyone must suffer, you really do mean everyone.
I think everybody was getting everybody was getting a little thirsty at that point anyway.
Trying to sober up, realizing that I actually wasn't devilishly attracted.
That's the whole reason for this drinking game, is just so people won't realize what a bunch of hacks we are.
Yeah, pretty much.
This.
Oh, that's why I drink. Oh. Sorry, it's just like the ragdoll of that guy into the wall.
Okay, I think we
I
got
really
all
wasn't
of the
joking when I
beginning
said that
ones.
isn't getting old for me. And I'm a guy for like RPG combat I can't stand often, especially in Bioware games. Dragon Age, I was just so sick of fighting things in that game.
Yes. Oh my
A little
goodness.
the way I scaled the difficulty all the way down to the easiest setting just so I could spend less time fighting things.
Yes, did also. In fact, that's one of the reasons I've kind of opposed Dragon Age up until now. Is just there is too much. Like, we could spend
Did you play
like
it on the
8
console
episodes.
too, Seamus?
No, I played it on the PC. But we could spend 8 episodes just doing the deep roads with like nary a conversation we
Oh,
had.
much more than 8. I think I beat the deep roads after about 10 or 12 hours.
Yeah, like remember how in Fallout 3 we'd be walking around and then since we'd have nothing to say we'd just start talking about a different game?
Yeah.
Kinda like we're doing right now?
Shut up.
Yeah, it would pretty much just become a podcast.
Let me tell you about Beat Hazard. I love Beat Hazard. Beat Hazard.
Well, podcasts
Alright, it's
wouldn't
time to
have
bring
us...
out the big guns, because I'm getting sick
See,
of Harbinger.
See, Josh, the problem with the
Get back in the
podcast would be
cover.
that you wouldn't have to edit it, and you wouldn't have to keep playing through these games, so you wouldn't hurt nearly enough.
Gosh, Matt. Josh
The
wants to hurt.
the other thing about Harbinger keeps assuming control, and then you beat his ass. If that isn't like the most humiliating thing for a Reaper to jump in here so he can get spanked over and over
Yeah,
by a human
but
being.
He's jumping into a mook's body, though. I mean,
I know,
I
but
wouldn't be
he's
that
getting
embarrassed.
taken. He's getting taken to
cover, you
school
idiot.
by Shepard.
He's being taken to school.
Oh,
Not
here we
in a
go.
long bus, if you catch my drift.
This is
Use
the
your lines,
most
little
annoying
guy.
enemy
Oh.
in the game. He's some kind of
Edie, we need that system
husk
online.
gunship. Where'd it go?
Whatever it is, don't get too close.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're never gonna beat
So
this in
maybe-
the time allotted. So, next episode we'll kill this thing. Maybe.
Run
Run,
as fast
fuck
as you
it.
can.
You guys have fun being bait. Yeah, that's right. You just keep shooting it. Have fun.